We're here today with 3 things you should never say to your young adult child. We'll start off with the most obvious one, and then at the end, we'll give you 3 positive messages that you can send instead.
The first thing you should never say to your young adult child is, "What's wrong with you?"
What is
wrong?
First of all, is it a real question? You're not asking as a question. You're saying it as you're an idiot.
Yeah, it's coming off as a statement. There is something wrong with you. So you don't
Right.
say, "What's wrong with you?"
And it can't even be answered. And that's why I made a point that it's not really a question.
Right.
It's more of a statement disguised as a question. Usually we say this out of frustration. There's other ways to deal with our own frustrations, but just monitor the way that comes across. Usually they've violated an expectation. They've done something you prefer that they not do.
Or they're not doing something you think they should be
that
doing.
you think they should do.
Right.
So it's usually one of those things that's causing frustration inside of you. And there's other ways to handle that. But that's the first phrase. All right, here's the second one. See, I told you so.
Nobody likes that, young adult or not.
Right. Well, and why? When you think about the psychological dynamic behind that, what it's saying is, I'm right, you're wrong.
Yeah.
And we just proved that.
You know, both of those statements are communicator stoppers. And remember, when your child gets to this point in their life, we're inviting consultation, correlation. We're inviting kind of a back and forth, because you are no longer, as they have grown, they're kind of breaking out of that parent-child dynamic and looking to enter one of correlation and conversation and consultation. They're communication stoppers, no matter who you're using them with.
Wait, Vicki, so you're saying they don't need us anymore?
That's what it feels like at times.
I'm going to say it that way because we don't stop being parents.
Right.
And we don't just automatically turn off all of that parental juice that was flowing as they were teenagers or as they were young kids. We still have a need to be needed as parents, but quite frankly, they don't need us anymore as young adults. Now, do they have the same experience and expertise in life? No, they're learning it. And we're going to see that deficit, and so we naturally want to jump in and fill them in or inform them or guide and instruct them, when really, like you're saying, we're getting to a phase now where more of the collaboration or the consultation is the role that we're going to step into. And it does have a lot to do with communication, doesn't it? When you said communication stopper, I thought, yeah, communication is tricky for a lot of reasons. Look, we've put together a little communication cheat sheet for you. Just go grab it. drpauljenkins.com/communication. This is a little cheat sheet where I shared 5 powerful strategies for effective communication. Go grab that, because I think you're going to see that that's going to help.
Okay, the third thing not to say is, well, if I were you, I would.
Or I think you should.
Right.
Watch out for the word should. Watch out for the "if I were you," because guess what? You're not. You're not them.
It shuts their mind down immediately, because they know, well, that's not true, so why should I even listen?
Well, where's that coming from? It's coming from our own need to be right and to give advice.
Right.
And to make sure that they whatever.
Right.
Right? So notice that. So as we back off from that need and watch for words like you should or you need to or I think or anything that indicates that you're about ready to give advice. It's okay to give advice sometimes if it's requested.
Right.
And even then, you might want to be hesitant.
So what does that leave us? We're talking about wanting to communicate with our child. What does that leave us to say or do?
There's plenty that you can still say. Let's make sure that it's positive.
Yeah. So we have 3 positive messages or statements you can say to your child.
And the first one gets back to your job as a parent. Your job is to love them no matter what and even if. Find ways to communicate that and to say that to your young adult child. It doesn't even have to be in those words. But
No.
That's what you're communicating. I love you no matter what and even if.
But I guarantee that if you're thinking it that way and you're truly, truly pulling that thought into your heart, you're going to show up in a way that they will see your love.
I agree. It'll change the energy and they'll feel it. So it doesn't have to be in those words, but that's the first message. The second positive message, if you have any questions, ask. Now remember what we warned you about with giving advice, okay? It's not I think you should, or if I were you, I would.
This one has been frustrating for me as a mom sometimes because I'll say things like, I have some ideas about that and I'm happy to share them with you. Just let me know if you want to hear them. And, probably over 50% of the time they don't really want to hear it. And it's so hard for me to bite my tongue, but I've learned to just leave it at that. That's the message to them. If you have questions, ask.
You know what? This actually protects your intellectual property. Because if you throw out your brilliant ideas without them asking, it'll almost summarily be rejected, right? They're not going to accept it anyway. It won't be well received. So taking that step that you just described to us, Vicki, hey, if you have any questions, ask. I've got some ideas about that. If you ever want to hear them, let me know.
And then let that be the answer.
Yeah. And when they want to know, they'll be more open and receptive anyway. Here's the third positive message that you can send. Good luck.
And you really mean it. You really do mean it. You're going to do great. Good luck. I know you can do this. I did not realize until I had heard it from somebody else. I didn't realize that when I was trying to constantly give them advice and tell them how things should go, it was actually giving the message, I don't trust you to figure this out. When you send the message, good luck, you're going to do great. You say, I trust you. You've got this.
It also changes your position as a parent because you get to be now the fan on the sidelines. You get to be the engaged observer of their life. You're not interfering or trying to insert yourself. And this changes how they will receive you too. There's no need for resentment toward a fan. But someone who's trying to control your life, that's a whole different idea. So I love that message for those reasons. Good luck. Hey, we're giving you the same message. Good luck. And if you have any questions, ask. In fact, cue up that next video about everything you need to know as the parent of a young adult.